Let's talk about one of the hottest and most in-demand careers right now, data science. You have probably come across it already, maybe through tools like ChatGPT, AI News, or how Netflix somehow always know what you want to watch next. But the real question is, what is data science really and how do you get started with it? Well, to put it simply, data science is all about using math, statistics, coding, and machine learning to understand data and companies make smarter decisions. And here's the best part, you don't need an IT degree or tech background to get into it. If you're ready to learn, you can do it. Now I know there's a lot of confusion around where to start and what to learn first. So I have made it easy for you. I have personally gone through over 50 online courses and read through 30 plus trusted websites and even consulted with people working in field to create a clear step-by-step roadmap that anyone can follow, even if you're starting from scratch. And yes, it's not just hype. Let's talk about job for a second. Right now, there are over 83,000 plus job openings in data science, and by 2030, this number is expected to hit 11.5 million globally. In India, entry-level data science salary can go up to 10 LPA, and if you're worried that this is only for computer science, grad, or math genius, don't be. If you're curious, consistent, and ready to put in effort, you can break into this field. So stick around till the end because I am going to walk you through the complete roadmap to become a data scientist. What to learn, in what order, and how long to spend on each skill. Alright, so before we move ahead, let's quickly go through what the entire roadmap looks like, just to give you a clear picture of the journey. We will start with statistics, the heart of data science. Spend 1.5 to 2 months learning core concepts like mean, median, standard deviation, probability, Bayes theorem, hypothesis testing, and p-value. Next, we will move to Python, a simple yet powerful language used everywhere in data science. In 1 month, you will cover the basic like loops, function, and important libraries like pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. Then we will cover SQL, the language for working with databases. In about 1 month, you will learn how to write queries, filter data, and perform join to fetch only the data you need. After that, we will take a quick stop at Git and GitHub. Just 1 week is enough to learn version control, collaborate with others, and showcase your projects publicly. Next, we will focus on data collection and visualization. Over 1 month, you will learn how to clean messy data and turn it into visual insight using tools like matplotlib and seaborn. Then we will move into machine learning, the most exciting part. In 1.5 months, you will explore key algorithms like linear regression, decision tree, and clustering, and learn how to build predictive models. After that, we'll go deeper with deep learning. Spend around 1 to 1.5 months understanding neural network and working with framework like TensorFlow and PyTorch. Finally, if you want to take it even further, we will explore big data tools like Spark, Hadoop, and MongoDB. So in total, you're looking at around 8 to 9.5 months to become a solid data scientist and 1 extra month if you want to specialize in big data. Take it step by step and you will get there before you even know it. Let's discuss in detail. So ideally, the very first thing you need to do is go through the concepts of statistics. See, the term data itself suggests that you will be dealing with a lot of numbers. And if you lack the fundamental math knowledge, doing so will become very difficult. Even if you were to carry out a simple analysis, let's say you want to know if YouTube changes the color of subscribe button to green, what will happen? In that case, statistics will be important for you to understand the noise in data, to understand what parameter is critical in the captured data, etc. Even the basic concepts or fundamental ideology behind machine learning like neural network is born out of mathematics. That's why we want you to dedicate a month and a half to revising critical mathematical concepts for data science. See, if you have done engineering and 10 plus 2, you will already be acquainted by ideas like probability, normal distribution, chart, graph, etc. All you need is to revise those concepts and learn a few more critical concepts like mean, variance, bias, Bayes theorem, sampling, hypothesis testing, standard, normal distribution, t-test, etc. To help you do that, we have created a free statistics for data science course. You can just search for free Intellipaat statistics for data science course over Google search to come across this video page. I will also be dropping it in the description below. See, you don't have to become a mathematician here. You just need to understand enough math to learn and understand the data science concept. Once you have done that, it's the time we get started with the next dependency, that is learning the programming language. For data science, primarily there are only 2 languages, Python or R. I would prefer learning Python since it is a large-scale programming language and it doesn't stop at data science. Again, you don't have to become a Python developer. You just need to learn enough of Python programming to be able to do data science course. So here's the list of concepts you'll have to master: operators, list, dictionaries, variable, and control statements. Getting familiar with programming language is not going to be as difficult as it might seem to you right now. Once you get started, you will realize that you have got it. Next up, you need to go through libraries such as NumPy, Panda, Seaborn, and Matplotlib. Basically, you will be doing the exploratory data analysis as the first task in any data science process. Hence, exploring these very basic libraries is a must. Learn to create the data frames and NumPy arrays, how to carry out the mathematical operations on them, and learn about different pandas and NumPy functions. Also explore the different charts available in Seaborn and Matplotlib. Understand what each chart basically resembles, basically comprehend the language of charts and graph. You can spend 15 days doing this particular activity. Next comes SQL, structured query language, the language that lets you talk to databases. Since almost all businesses store their data in relational databases, knowing how to write query is very essential. For example, if you're working at a bank and need to identify high-risk customer based on credit score and transaction pattern, you would use SQL to extract only the relevant data rather than downloading massive data set and filtering them manually. SQL helps you query only what's needed, saving time and system resource. I would recommend you guys to go over Kaggle, explore many notebook and figure out how people understand the data. Then try to analyze different sorts of data sets on your own. Doing this activity will give you a boost and confidence as well as help you understand why you did what you did till this point of time. Once you're working with data and code, collaboration becomes the key. That's why Git and GitHub are indispensable, which you can easily do in 1 week. These tools help you track changes in your code, revert to previous versions, and collaborate with team members seamlessly. Imagine you're working with a team on a machine learning project. One member tunes the model, another prepares the data, and another writes the test. In that case, collaboration becomes very easy. Moreover, GitHub acts your public portfolio where recruiters can see your code, collaborations, and problem-solving style. As you move forward, you will realize that data really comes clean. That's where data cleaning, collection, and visualization comes in. Real-world data is very messy. It can have missing values, typos, or inconsistency. Once cleaned, visualizing the data using libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn can reveal trends like seasonal sales drop or product preferences, helping the business make informed decisions. Before you dive into building machine learning model, it's really important to understand some basic math because that's where everything is built. Take linear algebra, for example, in ML. Data is often stored as vector and matrices. So if you have ever wondered how Netflix recommends movie, it's because it stores user preferences and movie details in giant table or matrices and uses math like multiplication to find pattern. Then comes calculus, especially when training a model. Let's say you are teaching your model to predict house prices. It doesn't get it right the first time. Calculus helps the model learn from its mistake by slowly adjusting itself using a method called gradient descent. It's like trial and error, but with math behind the scene making those adjustments smarter. Then comes the heart of data science, machine learning. ML allows system to learn from data and make prediction or decisions. Algorithms like linear regression, decision tree, and k-nearest neighbor are used widely in an industry. For example, at a telecom company, you might build a model to predict which customer are likely to leave. Using past customer data, machine learning can classify new customer at a risk, allowing the businesses to take action in advance. This is how business convert data into strategy. Let's say you understand a certain ML algorithm after watching a video on YouTube. Then you need to go onto the Kaggle and go through the sample exploratory notebooks based on the very same algorithm. Take pen and paper and note down what you understood about the exploration. Learn about features, selection techniques, and fine-tuning can be achieved. Keep on doing the Kaggle notebook exploration until you gain a knack for picking pattern in datasets. When machine learning alone isn't enough, especially with complex data like images or voice, deep learning becomes essential. It uses artificial neural network with multiple layers to detect intricate patterns. Think about building a voice assistant like Alexa. You would need recurrent neural networks, RNN, or transformer to understand speech and respond accurately. Similarly, deep learning powers facial recognition system in phones, automated driving in cars, and even disease diagnosis in healthcare. Finally, when data grows beyond what normal tool can handle, you will need to master big data tools like Hadoop, Spark, and Hive, which help process massive data sets distributed across many machines. Imagine analyzing all Uber rides in Bangalore city for an entire year, including location, data, wait time, driver feedback, and payment. Processing this in Excel or Panda would be impossible. Spark allows you to process such large-scale data in parallel, in minutes instead of hours, making it vital for enterprise-level network. By fulfilling the above step, you will acquire all the beginner level data science skill that can get you a job. Next, you need to work on building your portfolio as a data scientist. You need to have some good projects under your belt. You can get them by participating in Kaggle competition and showing off your skills to the world. Not only this will help you build some awesome projects, but it will also provide you with awards and employment opportunities. Mention the projects and competition you have participated in over to your LinkedIn profile. You can definitely master data science if you stay consistent. We know tracking progress can be tough, so we have prepared a slow-paced, year-long study plan. The link is in the description. Remember, learning takes time. There is no shortcut, and if someone promises instant result, don't fall for it. The complete roadmap is also given in the description below. Thank you and see you in the next video.